Hello and welcome back, guys. Alrighty then. So we have an image here, but the problem is it's not square, so it doesn't look so good. We need to crop the image. Now, even if it was a square image to begin with, cropping images is important for your website. For security reasons, that's number one, because somebody could upload an image or some PHP disguised as an image. So that can happen. And once you crop the image, you get rid of some of that data, and so it doesn't become as dangerous as it could have been. And then the second reason why you should crop your images is because if you just allow people to upload images, they will be uploading images as big as 10 megabytes, 20 megabytes even, and then that will drastically slow down the loading times of your website. So it's important to crop all images and then or resize them even. Now, images must be resized whether or not they fit the required criteria, because there was a time when I had a social website running and some users could upload. Maybe I had a limit of 200 pixels. Maybe I said 200 by 200 pixels or something. Let's use that example for a second. So the problem with this is somebody could upload a file that's 4 megabytes and yet it's 200 by 200 pixels. So even though an image fits the required criteria in terms of resolution, it's always a good idea to crop it or resize it still to the same resolution again, just to make sure that we get rid of some of that weight in terms of size. So that will speed up the load times of the website. So let's see how we can actually crop an image. Now, of course, we're going to use a model because this is where we create all the classes that need to be loaded certain times. So let's create a new file, and I'm going to save this file as image.php. Now you can obviously name it whatever you want. That's just what I decided to name it. So let's create a class, of course, image cropper and resizer. There we go. Cool. Okay, so this one will be class image. It will not extend anything. It will just be like that. We don't need the constructor. We just need to crop our image immediately. So let's have one that says crop, and we'll have one that says resize. Now, the thing is, to resize an image just takes one single function, believe it or not. The only problem with that function is it's got so many variables to add. That's where the problem is. So let's see here what we can give this function. First of all, obviously, we need the image path that we want to crop. And then we need a max size, right? So max size like this. Now this one will be optional so that you don't have to add it there. We'll leave it at 600 pixels. That will represent some pixels. So the max size is whatever number you choose to say. This will be the maximum. Let's say an image is 1000 by 200 or 300. So what you're saying is we have to crop it to 600 pixels at least. Yeah, but when it comes to resizing, it means the 600 pixels will be the maximum allowed. So whether it's the width or the height that's bigger, that's what we're going to go with, and make sure that part is 600 pixels, and then the other one will be resized accordingly. So before we go any further here, let's see what problem we have when it comes to cropping images. Now the function to crop image is image copy resampled. So it's image copy resampled. There we go. Great. Now look at all these params that we have to give this image. Yeah. So here we have the destination image and then the source image, right? Now you may think these are file paths, but they are not. These are image resources. So we have to convert our image into a resource before we can add it here. And then we tell it where to put the X, where to start from in the X. This is destination X, destination Y, source X, source Y, destination width, destination height, source width, source height. So those are the things we need in order to do our work. Now let's imagine for a second our image is like this. So let me use my advanced image editor here. Okay, so let's imagine we have an image like this. It's wide with such dimensions. Let's say this is 4,000 pixels, and maybe this side is 2,000 pixels or something similar. So now if we want to crop this image to 400 by 400 pixels, we have a bit of a problem here, because if we decided to just grab 400 by 400 pixels in the center, we're going to get something like this. And of course this is not what we want, because it's going to hide a lot of the image. So instead what we want to do is get all of this with all this width and all of that, and then after getting all this we shrink it down to a 400 by 400 pixel picture. So the question is, how do we get a square image? Well, what we do is, the first thing is we find which one of the two is the shortest. Is it the width or the height? Which one is shorter? In this case it's the height. So what we do is we get the entire height here, and then, so this is what we're going to get, all of it here, and then we use the same amount to get in this direction. So what we will have is, we will have this area here move like this and then like that. Okay, and then we're going to have a square image. Easy enough. The problem again is that this is not in the center. Usually the subject is in the center of the picture, so we have to move this cropping area to the other side. So what do we do to do that? Well, what we need to do is get the remainder of this area here and figure out what is the distance to here. This is all in pixels, by the way. And then we divide this in half. So once we divide this in half, we get this half piece here and put it over here, which means this whole box now shifts to the middle up to somewhere here, right? So it will become a square in this area like so. So once we get that, then we know which pixels we are getting. So this is going to be the starting point for the X. This is the source X, right? Up to here, somewhere there. And then this is the source Y, right here as well. X and Y source. Okay, so if you check now, this is the source X and source Y. So that's how we get those values. And then we need now the source width and source height. So how do we get that? Easy enough, because we already know the height of this distance here. So we're just going to add that width there, and then we add that height there. So we have the correct things. And then in terms of the destination X and Y, these ones will be 0, 0, because now this is the image where we are sending this image. So we are capturing a piece of this and pasting it on this smaller image here. So where do we start from pasting here? Obviously we will start at 0, 0, this corner right here. Yep. So that we paste, we don't leave any blank spaces. So once we get that, so this is 0, 0. So immediately I can put 0, 0 here. Obviously I know that. So I'll put 0, 0. And then the destination width and the destination height. Now the destination width and height, since this is a square image, will always equal the max size. So I'm going to copy that. That's the destination width, max size, and max size there, since it's a square image. Okay, good. We are getting there slowly. Now what we need is the source X and source Y. So these unfortunately depend on the actual image that we've loaded, so we can't just put them there. And then we need a destination image and a source image. So let me just change this into variables. So how do we make a source image? The source image is right here. This is the image path. Now the first thing is I have to make sure that this image actually exists. So I'm just going to say if file exists here, just to check image path. Let's see here, image path, right? There we go. Like so. Okay, so if the file exists, then we're good to go. Yeah. But then if it doesn't, let's see here, the destination image, actually we need another parameter here. We need the source, because it's not always that we want to replace the source. So let me do this. This is the source underscore image path. So let me do that here, source underscore, and then the destination image path. So we're going to tell it where to send that image. Now these can be the same if you want to replace the same image, but for now we leave that be. So this is the source image path, and if things don't work out, if this file does not exist, then actually we don't even need to return anything here, so this is okay. That's all right. So if the file exists, let's create an image resource. Now an image resource is equal to image create, like this. We say image create from. Now there's several options here. If you want to create the image from a PNG, you use image create from PNG. If it's from a JPEG, we use JPEG. So we're just going to use the same source here and create the image resource, like so. Now we must, since we want to handle different kinds of files, let's look at their file extension and try to guess what file types they are. So here I'm going to say if, first of all, let me use the path info like this. So what path info does is it separates the file into small pieces, the file extension, the base name, and the what's the other one, the folder name. So what we really want, this returns an array of information, the file extension, etc., etc. But in our case, what we want now is just the file extension. So I'm just going to put a flag here saying pathinfo underscore extension, like so. Okay, so in this case, it's not going to return an array, it's going to return a string with just the file extension itself. So I'll do that and say extension is equal to. So this thing will get the file extension. Good. Now we can use that to actually check what is going on, which one of these it is. So if we say if ext is equal to JPEG, either it's JPEG like that, or sometimes it's JPEG like this, JPG like that. Okay, so either of the two will do just fine. Yes, so that's when we do the image from JPEG in this case. Now the extension could be in uppercase, so it's always a good idea to do a string to lower, just to make sure that string to something wrong here. Yeah, string to lower, just to make sure that it's in lowercase, so we can make a better comparison. So I'm going to copy this whole part here, and then I'll put an else statement there and paste like so. So here it's PNG. Now PNG doesn't have several types, so just one is enough. And then here we're just going to change this image create from PNG. So just like this, we have support for PNG. You can add image create from GIF as well, no problem. Like this, it's a function as well. So if you want that functionality as well. So let me just duplicate this like so, and then GIF or GIF. I have no idea how to properly pronounce that. But either way, it's like this. And then if it doesn't match any of these guys, then let's just assume it's a JPEG. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Now, if source image exists, then we can go ahead. So if source image like this, then let's continue. Okay,